that are most related to psychic abilities, spiritual stuff. The moon would be the first one I would mention. And then Neptune as probably the top two places. Also, you could look at your outer planets besides Neptune, like Uranus and Pluto, and a little bit of Jupiter, and of course the nodes, but in a different way. And then houses would be the 8th house and the 12th house, and a little bit of the 9th house, a little bit of the 4th house. And the signs would be all water signs, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then also Sagittarius, and like a little bit of Aquarius. So if you had any of those very prominent in your birth chart, meaning a lot of placements in any of those houses, a lot of water sign placements, especially in personal placements or larger positions, but just water anywhere, like a lot of it, or water rising, water moon. And if you had like a strong Neptune or a strong moon, meaning like heavily aspected or important in the chart for whatever reason, those are all good indicators. Also, if your outer planets like Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, a little bit Saturn, are in aspect to your big three, Sun, Moon, Rising, that one might be a little more advanced for some people out there, but it just means that those outer planets are interacting with your big three placements. They're having a relationship of some kind in aspect, and it connects them and means that they're communicating, they're doing something important in your chart. And those outers have to do with spiritual abilities. So it can tell you maybe the tone of those, or how they might manifest, or how you can access them, that sort of thing. If you heard a list full of specific aspects or planets and placements that indicate spiritual abilities, and you're like, I don't have any of that going on. I'm not a water nothing. And my 8th and 12th are empty and Neptune is doing absolutely nothing. Does that mean that I'm not spiritual, or I can't tap into those abilities or my intuition? Absolutely not. That's not how it works. But I have a tip for people in those cases, or even if you do have more of those placements, it doesn't really matter. One thing you can do is look to your moon sign and house, and look for the ruler of the house by sign. For example, a house that, each house has a ruler. So like the 5th house would be Leo, for example, is the natural ruler of that house. That's Googleable for anyone who wants to know. Let's see, I can use you for an example. You have the 5th house, Aquarius moon. So you would have Aquarius there for sign, and then 5th house would be Leo. And something you can do is look to the sun seasons of those two signs. So Aquarius season and Leo season. And that would be times of the year when your psychic abilities, spiritual abilities, or intuition will be heightened during those sun seasons. And also when you use the traits associated with those signs. So going about those connections through those lenses with those vibes, or doing activities that correlate to them. Yeah. That's probably the shortest way I can put it.